Waiting for a donor kidney can be a heartbreaking experience. Andrew Wong has kidney failure and he has been on the list for 8 years, but he still doesn't know when he will receive one. Peter Brabner with that story.
Andrew Wong is running out of time. He has total kidney failure and is kept alive by a machine.
When the hospital told me that I have complete kidney failure, that I have to have two things, go to dialysis or die, it was a shock to me, a very big shock, because I never realised it. I don't even know what kidney failure is. It was a low point in my life. It was a big shock. You get depressed, you don't know, you thought, my life has been cut, My wife gave me a lot of encouragement. He says, look, you have to accept it, You just have to get on with your life.
Andrew was tested and is healthy enough to be on the list for a donor kidney, but as the list is added to daily, the amount of deceased donors is falling way behind.
In New Zealand right now, there's probably around 450 people on the list for a kidney transplant. And by on the list, that means they're waiting for a deceased donor. That's only a small fraction of the people that are actually on dialysis, because only a small portion of people who dialyse are candidates for kidney transplantation. Of those, we probably transplant around 100, 120 a year, and of those, around 60 or so are done here in Auckland.
Today, 50% of organs transplanted are from live donors. Friends or family of the patient donate. The other 50% are from deceased patients who have organ donor on their driver's licence and their grieving family gives consent.
The yes rate for Europeans, Caucasians, is around 60-70%. For Asians, it's traditionally been around 50%, and for Maori it was lower than that. So, if they can bring themselves again to say yes more frequently, we'll get more organs, and that will be better for Asian people on the waiting list.
There are so many different Asian communities in New Zealand with varying customs and practices, but the one thing they have in common is the difficulty to discuss issues surrounding death.
I would say sit down with your friends and family and discuss what you want to have happen with your organs, and that's the best way to feed it out into the community, as long as you've made your choices known to your friends and family. It's really a subject that really isn't talked about enough.
Yes, I think every family, Asians or whatever they are, should be talking about it, because kidney awareness, and because sooner or later they might have that problem among their families.
Taking the time to discuss your wishes now will avoid members of your family having to make decisions under pressure in a time of tragedy.
I have had that conversation, and it's very difficult, because you're trying to do two things at once. You're trying to explain that their loved one is on life support, but now their brain has actually died. They're not going to recover. And that's an enormous amount to take in. And then within the next breath, you're saying, oh, and by the way, had they talked about organ donation? Do you think you could give the organs? And it's like a slap in the face. In some sense, you're bringing something good out of what is otherwise a terrible tragedy. And a person who is a deceased donor, if their family can bring themselves to saying yes, they can give organs to many people.
Andrew has been on dialysis for the last 8 years. He is realistic about his situation and wants people to be aware of organ donation.
I've had a full life. I'm very grateful, All I can say is give the other young people, I see a lot of young people, that if they get a volunteer donor, or they get a better life, get a better opportunity. To me, I had all my life. I could die tomorrow or next day, or maybe I live another 4 or 5 years. It doesn't worry me. But as far as if they say, oh, he's got that age, he's old and all that, but I say that the young people deserve a better chance.